This is Scott the Fix-It Guy. Our goal with our videos is to empower.
So we're doing a test of the new LED lights that we got, the Firehawks, and these are halogen, and this is where the beam shows up. We marked where the beam shows up because we're going to try to match it with the new LEDs, but we're finding that the brightness of the halogens that are in there right now are not too good, so we're going to try the LEDs and see if there's a change. And these are really cool. They come with a small fan to help dissipate the heat, because these generate a lot of heat. When these are installed, they basically are going in this way. You turn them to lock them in, and the attitude of the LED has to be this way. So at the 9 o'clock position and the 3 o'clock position, the light's shining out, and it creates a really nice beam. The cool thing about these, though, is once you have them in, if you find that it's not at the right height as compared to the previous beam, you can twist them, and it allows you to tune in the beam so that you get a nice bright beam, but it's not so high as to blind people and not so low as to not be effective. So we're going to basically use the same beam line as we had with the old ones. We have it marked. We'll go ahead and replace these. It's going to be pretty quick and easy. We call that plug and play because there's not really much you have to do. So go ahead and open up our trunk. This opened up, and we're just going to reach in there and replace those. In the Yukon, you have these little levers, and they're clipped in. You're going to turn, you pull these up, and that's going to allow you to take the assembly out. Kind of wiggle it out to get past all these little parts. There we go. And now we're going to be changing, I believe it's this one. Let's confirm that. Turn on the low beams again. So it's the far side one is a low beam. Get that out, and go and take off the electrical connector by lifting up this tab, pulling the connector back to release it. So you can use like a standard head screwdriver to help just pry that loose. That tab off. There we go. So now I can get the electrical part, modular connector, to let go. There we go. And then to remove the light bulb, we just twist it 90 degrees. Come out. Remember, that's going to still be hot, and you want to keep those because you can have that as a spare. I'll put in the Firehawks. These are really cool. What works good is if I can get this thing pointing out to, if you look at it from the back, to about 4 o'clock. I'm going to push down pretty hard with my index finger, and then I'm going to turn and lock it in. So I can see those little lugs engaged and locked in. Problem now is that this thing is not in a position where the electrical connector can get in, but with this thing locked in, I can now rotate. This assembly will turn. It's still, the lugs are still locked in. The base is locked in. I can turn this thing to this position, so this points down, and I got it made. Now I can install it, and we can see how the beam looks. Here I am with my 2 connectors. I put in my high beam connector, log it in, put in my new LED connector, log it in, and then we're just going to get these back into position. Kind of wiggle them in, and I'm going to line up this hole with this hole. So I want to finagle that until those line up. All right. Now I put these rods back in to hold everything in position. Line them up a little better. Oh, inward pressure, putting inward pressure at the top. Let's get this pin back in. That one's in. This top one in. Okay, so the tops are in really good. The bottom in, pushing the bottom. There, that one's in. Lock that in. See if we can get this one to go in. There you go. Locked in. I'm just going to look now at the comparison between the LED and the previous one to see if there's a change. We can see a difference in the frequency of light. These are the old halogens, kind of a yellow light. These are 6,000 on the scale, which is a really bright white. To me, that looks a lot brighter. If we look at the light shown on the wall, that definitely looks like it's covering more and brighter. So I think these are an accent. And we can see that I didn't change anything. I didn't tune it in. I just put it in the way it locked in. It's already lined up exactly what we wanted. We wanted it to be kind of lined up with these keys. That's where the old beam was. We got the same thing. If you get close to it, you can hear the little fan going too. That helps keep it cool. So that one's done. Let's do this one. Let me switch it the other way. I'm going to make the small one. There's a fat one right here, fat lug. Make the smaller, skinnier one point out opposite the modular connector over here. And the skinny lug is up here at the top, so I want to line those up. So my attitude, I'm coming in now, is this guy is pointing out at about 4 o'clock. What I want to do now is push down on the top and rotate this to where those plastic lugs move. There we go. And then this ends up in the 6 o'clock position pointing down. Those lugs are locked in. Let's put this back in. This is the low beam, the new one. Here's the high beam. Okay, and now we're going to just put this back in. Finagle it in, wiggle it in, and get this hole to line up with this hole. That looks good. Put those pins back in. It's easy. It's pretty easy on this side. Wow. Put this one back in. A little lower. Got it. Okay. Get this stuff out of the way. Close the hood. Everything's clear. Let's test it out. Ooh, that's pretty bright. Wow. So it's not nighttime yet, but it gives us a feel of the brightness of these LEDs. It's pretty impressive. It's much brighter than we saw before. So here's our new ones. These are not projector ones. These are refraction, so the light bounces around. Looks great. So one filament's on this side, one filament's on this side. The light goes out, hits the reflectors, and shoots it forward. That's really good. Let's try the high beams now. And they're going to be halogens. See if you can see a difference. Okay. So there's low beam. There's high beam. Different frequency of light. Look at this area of the house here. Here's low beam with the white light. You can see a lot. Here's high beam with the amber, different frequency. It doesn't light up as much. Notice over here, a lot more light being cast sideways. You can see a lot more at night. That's great. So that's really good, really bright. Using some polishing compound or even toothpaste to really get this lens clear will throw even more light. But that's a big improvement. Really happy with that. These are Firehawk. We'll put a link in the description below. But these are really fun. 400% brighter. And I think these were about $50. But you can get ones that are actually twice this brightness for about $100. So, but these seem fine. I don't think we have to go to even a more powerful one.
Thanks so much for watching our video. We really appreciate your support. And when you get a chance, please press the subscribe button below so you can be subscribed, and also the notification bell so we can send you more videos about appliance repair. Please also give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. If you really liked the video and it really helped you, please press this new applaud button and you can show your support and also get a nice clapping hands for your video. Thanks again.